I explained in a post, if my mood seems off, why. Hopefully you understand. Why did you do that, YouTube?
I'm sorry, Father. I was reckless. When I saw those emaciated patients, those poor children, the futile hope in their eyes.
I've told you before, recklessness always leads to failure. But it was not wholly in vain. I shall settle the rest.
Ah, those fools. They will never know the wonders of wealth. Huh?
Oh, scum. I see. Kill him! God, you're gonna make the Genshin community be weird. Careful there.
Father, your face.
Fremine, we can take in a few more homeless children next year. I have acquired some new funds.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's blood money. Okay.
Mission
Oh,
accomplished.
there it is.
You can sleep now.
Literal blood money.
Thank you. Once I'm better, I'll start my next mission.
That's rough, man. And it's rubbing me the wrong way to have a little moment relating to death showing right now.
Those who parade their virtues often do the most evil. We are not like them. Rest in peace, Snezhevna, my child.
Whew. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied, considering the subject matter of this one and the thing I mentioned has been going on in my life. Okay, so one thing really neat about Arlecchino's character is what happened in her past has defined her so much that she's basically dedicated herself to be the complete opposite of the original head of the House of the Hearth, who was quote-unquote mother, who feigned kindness but truly didn't care for the kids. Not even seemingly her own biological child, which really sucks. And now here we have Arlecchino's, the new Arlecchino, I imagine that it'd be the same exact title, who is known as father, who feigns to not care for them but truly does. The outward appearance and the inside persona and perspective are complete opposites due to her own experience, which makes a lot of sense. You're not luring people in with this false idea, and you can tell what her kind of vision of the house is based on how the kids function now. They do missions, they do work, but they're not fighting each other. If anything, they're actively encouraged to work together and see each other as an actual sort of normal-ish family, considering both Linny and Lynette are actual siblings. Fremine isn't technically their biological brother by any stretch, but they see him as family, as actual family, and would never aim to harm him. So it's just this nice little contrast. Do I think that that justifies what Arlecchino did when it came to Farina? Absolutely not. She overstepped massively. Do I think it contradicts Childs and Scaramouche's / Wanderer's voice lines? No, because why would they see this tender side to her? They just wouldn't. There's no reason she'd show it. They're only going to be see the side of her that she wants to show while she's working. I doubt they have personal interactions really together. The most emotional we saw Arlecchino outside of her own personal circumstances was over Signora's death. And that's still not probably exactly, all of her feelings about that matter. There was probably a lot beneath the surface that we just didn't see. Which is fine, that's normal. It's what actual people do when they don't want to show how they feel. Like me right now. I almost broke down over the prospect of the idea of death in this video, but am I crying? No, you can probably hear I'm sad, but I'm masking a lot of the emotion. It's only what this woman's probably doing all over most matters she interacts with, and that's completely normal and completely fine. Am I going to try and bring her home? I don't know. She has a very specific kit. My account is not catered towards Pyro, and probably won't be until the Pyro Archon comes out, which is going to be a fair chunk away. We've still got some left. But do I like this character? I am intrigued by her and I approve of her. I'm still on the fence of whether or not I like her. I understand and empathize with what we know she's been through. We'll see as the story continues if she's a person with actual integrity and if she stands by, for example, what she said to Neuvillette in the trailer. She mentioned to him the idea of removing all the troops from Fontaine, which realistically they shouldn't have still been there, but unless absolutely necessary, saying that they'd stay out. If she can stick by that, that's a genuinely good thing. Realistically, though, she shouldn't have to barter that because, realistically, all those soldiers shouldn't be there. So it's just offering something that realistically should be for granted. We know that there's kind of procedures like customs because we've heard them be mentioned by side characters around the map before. Yes, we gameplay-wise don't see them, but it's likely that there's customs like related incidents relating to the traveller where their things are checked before they enter the region and stuff. Common sense would dictate that for safety, and we know that it happens to ships and things. So realistically, there would be the capability of probably releasing diplomatic orders because we know that the Snezhnayans go to places as diplomats, the Fatui specifically. You could request that most of them return home and only keep a certain amount, and if they refuse, then it's a sign of aggression. Or at least I'd think so. Because it's refusing to obey the authority of a nation when it comes to the management of it. It's not like they're being denied that diplomacy position. It's just they're being limited on how many they can have. That you could say it's for security reasons. Lord knows that currently in the world... We all know that in the world, if you look at the news, that things like that are happening in real life when it comes to certain places. So yeah, we'll see. For now it's interesting, and for now there's no guarantee on how it's going. I'm interested to see this woman's voice lines and her story in the profile, because we now know her past, so it's likely that her story on a character profile will be on different things. I'm all for understanding this crazy woman better. I still think she is pretty crazy with some of the things she can do and some of the means she's able to go to. Do I mean it in a nasty, hostile way? No, not really. I think that what she did to Farina was out of line. It was an extreme that shouldn't have been done. There was probably better ways to handle it. But at the same time, she was doing what she thought was absolutely necessary to defend Fontaine. It's not like she did it out of malice towards Farina. She maybe didn't like her in action, though. We know that Farina thus stood her ground when she brought the idea up that she wasn't doing anything, and we know that Farina really was. All that time she was keeping up an act for 500 years just to give the people the chance of bypassing the prophecy, and they did succeed in the end because of her. And because of her divinity. But hey, it's going to be a bit before we find out